Classroom Axis. This session is all about character counts. Students you have entered on your roster here will automatically show up in your character counts. Remember, the intention of this is for parents to be aware of their child's daily behavior, and it's also a great tool for you to effectively and efficiently manage your class. Maybe a student is needing a behavior plan, or maybe you have an outstanding student who is deserving of some recognition. This is a great place to keep track of all of that. And remember, as a side note, that parents only see their own child. Only you, as their teacher, can see the entire class at one time. So the parent will only see their child. So if Captain America's mom wants to see how he's doing that day, then she will not be able to see how Jane Smith and John Doe are doing. Only you can do that. If you have a student who is absent that day, click Absent Students at the top and check the box next to their name, and it will take them off your screen for the day. Now, students are not automatically reinstated back in the next day, so you will have to manually go back in here and add them back to the screen when they return to school. Okay, the first thing you really need to do is set up your behavior expectations. So you'll click on Settings. You can choose to sort your students by first or last name. Decide how you want your points shown or displayed. I like to keep mine separate, but that's just my personal preference. And sometimes, for fun, if we're having a competition, I'll select Don't Show. So it's a mystery as to how many points they've collected for the day. Okay, so for behavior captions, my campus uses a system called Honorable Character. So mine would say, for the positive, Honorable Character. And then for negative, what their negative points would be, it would say Defining Character. Under the Behaviors heading, right here, is where you will edit your behavior expectations. So you click on the tiles to edit the icon and caption or delete it altogether. You do this for both your positive traits and your negative traits, and then save. And once you have set this up, it will carry over to the following year, so you don't have to go back in every year and do your behavior expectations. They automatically carry over to the next year. Then we'll just change your student names whenever you add a new class. So that will save you time. So for maybe these are just some of the default ones. Maybe I don't want Good Job to be there, or maybe I just want to change the little icon at the top. You can do that. Maybe I want this to be for Wisdom. Or maybe this Helping Others. I don't want that one there, so I'm going to delete it. And then for Defining Character, maybe they were out of their seat. Maybe they were disrespectful to a friend or disrespectful to a teacher. There's a difference in being disrespectful toward a friend or toward a teacher. And then up here on the boundaries, you can choose to show boundaries or not. I like to show boundaries as a good visual reminder to students to keep them on track or to get them back on track behaviorally. Parents don't see the colors. This is just a tool for class. So it's up to you whether you want to show them or not. Okay, then save. Okay, now giving points. You click on one student at a time, or you can click on Select Multiple Students, or you can click on Select Random to give a positive or a negative point. For positive points, you will have the option to add comments and a picture, whatever you want to add. So maybe they got showing respect and they helped another teacher out in the hall without even being asked to, and maybe you caught a picture of that. You caught them being good. So you can add that photo here and add a point. It's the same thing for a defining moment that maybe they need to work on something. Now, when you're going to give a negative point or a defining point, the only option you can add besides what they did is a comment about that. No pictures are allowed on this part. The comments are really just to strictly remember what happened. You know, if something happens at 8 o'clock in the morning and then at dismissal at 3:30, a parent says, "What happened?" You may not remember because that was at the beginning of the day. So this comment is just to remind you, oh yeah, this is what happened. It will also let the parents know right away what happened. And most of the time, you know, not every point needs a comment on what it was for. That can get pretty time consuming. But parents will receive a notification for every time a point is given to their child. So they're up to date on what's going on in real time. So there's sounds that also will play when you give a point, either positive or negative. And this has been a very effective audio tool for me for positive reinforcement and redirection. Sometimes if they just hear that sound, maybe we were too loud, then it gets them back on track in a hurry without me even having to say anything. So points will continue to collect for each student until you reset them. I reset mine each morning when I pull up the site because each day is a new day and I like to start fresh. Now, some days we have field trips or something happens and I won't reset them, I'll just add to them. You can decide what works best for you, but you do that here. And I would select all my students and it would reset their points for the day. You can go to history up here. That's for giving points. So go to the history to see what has happened. You can sort your students by what you're looking for. You can also select a date range over here. You can see point totals over on the right for the points that you've given. You can do this for individual students or as a class. You can also go here to delete points if you accidentally give too many or give one to the wrong student. You click the box with the red X. The pie chart over here will give your class a visual of their strengths and weaknesses. I like to use this to help my students come up with an action plan to help make tomorrow a better day or to celebrate exceptional behavior that they had that day. Point totals for date ranges are displayed at the top of the screen as well. So maybe not one person got a red point at all for the day. It was just 100% green. Maybe we earned a popcorn party or something. Or maybe they all get a sticker or just a, hey, way to go. You can see that up here. They love to see all of their good points that they've collected. So that's it. That's how you do character counts. I hope that this helps you have a more successful year as far as behavior management and classroom management goes. If you have any questions, email support@classroomaccess.com.